Hi, I'm Bruce Burke, and we're back again with some more people that are going to be participating in our upcoming event. Today, I have Marco Santos, the co CEO of GFT Technologies. And Marco, would you please introduce yourself and tell everybody, a little bit about GFT?
Sure, Bruce. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here. So I'm Marco Santos. I've been working at GFT since 2011. So it's about 13 years right now. And I started my career at GFT Technologies as the country manager at GFT Brazil. And fast forward, I was able to lead Latin America and build Latin America region for GFT. And 4 years ago, I assumed as the CEO at GFT USA, and I moved it to USA 3 years ago with the family in order to experience Americas. And recently, I also assumed as the CEO at GFT North America and the whole Americas. And in beginning of July, on 1st of July 2024, I assumed as the co-CEO at GFT Technologies, and I'm going to run as co-CEO with Marika Lulai until the end of the year. And on 1st of January 2025, I'm going to be the solo CEO at the company. And so that's Marco's career, right? And I tell you that I started the operations with in Brazil with a tiny team, super small team of 80 people. And we had like around five guys in US at that time at GFT in North America. So we had less than 100 people in Americas. And right now, after those 13 years, I'd say that we are today a team of more than 6,000 people in the region.
Wow.
And so it's been a massive exponential growth. And we also created the market, start up operations in several markets, in several countries. And we have several clients and working with what I like most, which is information technology, next generation technologies, and very strong focus for financial service. This is Marco, and GFT Technology itself. So we are a public listed company. We are public listed at the German Stock Exchange, Frankfurt Stock Exchange. We are working with next generation technologies and implementing projects focused on AI data, on cloud modernization, on next generation core banking, next generation insurance, and many other cutting edge technologies. We have been operating in 20 countries, and we are around 12,000 engineers across the globe. And our differentiation, we are an engineers excellence company. We are focused on engineering. We love experience, to provide experience to and solutions with customer experience to our clients, and we bring innovation, and we really bring innovation and take innovation from PowerPoint to real life. That's what we've been doing.
So you pretty much carved out your position here at GFT. You came into a company and essentially made it very large and very successful company with starting out like you said with a small team and just working your way up and just one deal at a time, right? Just bringing everybody on board. That's a great success story. When I hear stuff like that, I love stuff like that. But besides that success, I was reading the news the other day, as I do every morning, to find out what's going on in the marketplace. And I ran across this story about GFT and this AI Impact version 1.0, which is. You're going to explain it to me because I don't even want to try and explain it to people. So you're going to tell us what it is and how it works and what it does and everything there.
Absolutely. I am a passion for technology and for innovative technology, and artificial intelligence was always something on top of my agenda. When I graduated computer science, I studied artificial intelligence in the 90s, but we do not have machines, we do not have computing power to make things happen. So it's super, let's say, conceptual at that time. I also studied at MIT, also with artificial intelligence, and recently, and AI, it's been on top of our agenda at GFT. And as we are a software powerhouse, GFT is a software developing company, engineering company. Our core business is to develop software, and then we've been working and utilizing artificial intelligence and generative AI, generative artificial intelligence, in order to accelerate the software development lifecycle. Then we created at GFT our GFT AI Impact, which is our technologies, our tools, our products, our assets that is meant to accelerate and create competitive advantage and efficiency on the process of develop software. And the software development cycle, they have has several say elements, so several areas, and our solution, the GFTI Impact, is working on some of them, and we got some pretty good results already. We have already sold that software, the GFTI Impact, for some clients, some financial service institutions. We've been piloting in several other clients right now, and we've been capturing results such as 85% of increase, 85% of increase in the documentation of software development. We are talking about 65% of reduction in time for fixing code, bug fixing. We are talking about 85% of identification of software vulnerabilities. We are talking about 90% of acceleration and creation of stories. We are talking about 80% of increase in the code review. So you see so many elements that are part of the software development life cycle that we are bringing generative AI into those areas and capturing, let's say, astonishing results, very important results, and we are already bringing that to the service that we are doing for some clients, as I mentioned. Yeah. So this is something that we are very proud of, and that is just the beginning of the journey, because our idea is that the GFT Impact is gonna grow, and we are gonna keep including and bringing new functionalities to enhance the software development life cycle. And as I mentioned, so we are very excited. I think that we are gonna have something that is we are gonna have a breakthrough with that, with GFT Impact. I truly believe that's gonna be something big for us.
So I was having a conversation. I told you a little bit before we started doing the videotaping here. I was speaking with a local development crew the other day, right? And it's a much smaller shop than GFT. I think they've got 65 employees. But he was telling me how one of his lead engineers recently started, and he didn't really give a time frame, but I would say probably in the last couple of months, one of his lead engineers had started working with generative AI and some machine learning and stuff. And he said just in a really short period of time that engineer had been able to gain about 30% in efficiency. But you're coming out with numbers that are essentially we're shaving 90% of it off. The development time, the debugging time, even the deployment.
You see, so it's an interesting question, right? Because we are talking, the software development life cycle is something that encompasses multiple activities, right? we are working and bringing generative AI and using the large language models from the markets, leveraging over that with GFT Impact. And we are improving considerably elements of the software development life cycle. Okay, the deployment is a functionality that is on a roadmap. So we still do not create that functionality is on our roadmap, and we have many other activities that are in our roadmap. But essentially, what's going to be the future of the software development as such? It's going to be strongly leveraged by generative AI. Strongly leveraged, and also bringing the code assistance into the picture, right? So we're going to combine all of this, and by the way, leverage over the best of the market. The GFT Impact leverage over the large language models that we have in the market from Microsoft, OpenAI, ChatGPT, from Google, which is Gemini, and also from AWS Bedrock. And we can switch between them what is the most efficient for the specific functionality. And then takes the best of the best that we have to the market to our clients.
So it's a federated model essentially. You can pick and choose your vendor on the fly as you're developing the best suited for development. Have you used? I've seen BNP recently partnered with Mistral, and then I saw another company just today, another financial company, Mistral out of France. Maybe I'm mispronouncing it, but I think it's either Mistral or Mistral. One of the two. Have you looked into them at all? Have you researched using their AI as opposed to so many other big ones?
No. I maybe my team, right, have already evaluated or accessed that, but I cannot talk about it. I do not know if you have this working with those partners.
Okay, and so your primary software development focus is mostly in FIs and banks and fintech companies generally, right? I'm sure there's some enterprise software in there also, but are you more focused on fintech and banking than any other sector that you're developing in currently?
Yeah, we have a strong footprint at financial service. So GFT, the great majority of our clients or our business is working for banks, and talking about multiple banks, right? Talking about retail banking, about corporate banking, investment banking, also digital banks, neobanks. And capital markets, rating scoring, stock exchange, insurance. Well, this whole set of financial services, it's the great majority of our business, but we've been diversifying. You know that several companies from many other sectors and industries in the world, they want to be banks, right? So they want to drive payments, they want to have digital wallets, and they want to interact with the customer. So we've been also diversifying for other sectors with the knowledge that we have working for financial services organizations. But I would say that the great majority of our business is related to banks and financial service.
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
And Bruce, and I strongly believe that the way that we are going to produce software, that we're going to develop systems, manage systems, they're going to be changed based on generative AI. And because of this vision and this strongly belief, and also the strong belief of our team, the 12,000 employees that we have, that we want to really make a mark, make an impact, and we want to leverage over our own software and also be the best partners of the best tools of the market as well, that utilize AI and generative AI for software development, code assisting, and bring all that together to our clients. And I think that we are going to produce with much more efficiency and scalability to our clients.
So, in this development environment, and I'm guessing it's some kind of a platform that you've developed internally and everybody's facing, this is strictly GFT facing. There's nothing that's facing the client in this development environment other than the actual final code that that you're deploying for them. Is that correct?
Can you repeat your question, Wilson?
The AI Impact 1.0, that's all GFT facing rather than
Yes.
client facing, right? That's all internal platform services to help developers develop code faster and better.
Yes, we have two versions. We have the SaaS model that we can use as our interface and serve our clients, but we also have the cloud native version that can install in the cloud environment of our clients, but it's a GFT interface in both options.
But now also, as you're building these applications for these banks and FIs and fintechs, some of the tools that you're providing to them are also AI tools, also for them to aid their customers, aid their back office, all that sort of thing, right? Yes?
Yes, so GFT is working basically in the three dimensions with AI and generative AI for our clients. So the one that we just discussed, which is the GFTI Impact, which is accelerates the software development of our teams for our clients. We are also selling and providing the GFTI Impact to our clients for them to utilize the software for their teams, not GFT teams. And I do expect that also other companies on the market, the ecosystem of developers of the banks, of our clients, also utilize GFTI Impact. Okay, so that's one dimension. The second dimension is GFT to utilize our capabilities in AI, our AI studio, and engage with our clients in order to develop new agents, new assistants, and new applications with AI, machine learning, and generative AI in order to create new experience, right, for our clients. So this is let's say utilize our knowledge in AI in order to create new business models, new products to our clients, for that our clients, banks and financial service institutions, bring that to their end customers. Okay, so that's the second dimension that we've been also working, and we have also some real case studies, some projects that we already delivered to the market around that. And third, we are also talking about creating applications heavily based on AI and generative AI in order to accelerate internal process automation, internal agents, right, for customer service, for employee services. So all those elements in order to streamline the operations, okay, of financial service institution. So those three, let's say, dimensions that we are working right now with AI and generative AI.
And in some of these, you've done obviously a lot of deployments and a lot of different projects. In these projects, and I'm sure you've got a pretty good array, so you have a larger vision of the playing field than maybe a lot of other people do. What is the most common thing that the banks and FIs want, and then what do you think is the most killer app of like the whole thing, right? Like what's the real secret sauce, right? So what's the point of inception, and then what's really the killer app, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe that that first the GFT AI Impact area, right? So I think that there is a killer. It's a killer app that all the banks, financial service organizations, and by the way, almost all the companies in many other industries, they are looking for streamline and accelerate their IT area, right, with software development. So I think this is a killer area, a killer app, and we are working on that. Okay, that's number one. Number two, another area that is being, by the way, that's been using AI for quite a while, but now with generative AI is even scale up, which is in the fraud detection, right? Fraud management and everything related to also underwriting, claims, insurance claims. So all that area, it's an area that we see some, let's say, killer use cases, right? Or let's say important use cases that are gonna generate competitive advantage, right, for our clients.
So I saw the other day another story. Banco Santander has a open academy, they call it, and they provide educational resources from web based, right? And they partnered with Google to offer a practical AI course that anybody in the globe can come to their website and learn some basics about AI and how to involve it in their daily lives. So our banks here in the US are not doing that kind of thing. They're not helping to educate their customers, right? Is Do Latin American banks and banks in the other part of the world do they have a different relationship with their customers or a different positioning within the country that would make them want to be an educator as well as just a financial leader?
This is a quite interesting question, right? A quite interesting point. I do not know the case that you mentioned about the Santander and Google, but I strongly believe that for large-scale banks and financial service institutions who manage and reach millions, right, of citizens and customers, right? I think it can be a quite powerful value added and marketing tool, right, to bring to their customers, to their broad base of customers, their the knowledge on how to interact, how to leverage over generative AI, and this obviously can be a straightforward journey to take their clients to utilize their new coming apps, right, that are coming with AI experiences, right? So I think that definitely can be, I would say, I need a strategic approach, right, to bring your customers closer, teach them and leverage them, not leverage, but to teach them, right, how to utilize AI, and then bring the AI use cases, and then they use and then can create a virtual cycle. I think it can be a very good strategy,
And then they're prepping the next generation of engineers that Marco can hire, right? And put to work.
Absolutely.
Let's get them started, right? I mean, who knows? I mean, apparently you don't need to know a programming language anymore to program, right? And so it's it's kind of they've been. I've seen a lot of prediction over the last couple of years of the creatives will take over, and it's the creatives generation, and I always wondered, like, how was that gonna occur? But now with generative AI, I really don't wonder about that much. But back to the banking and the fintech and all that. What is like the most unique thing that you've seen a bank or an FI or one of your clients institute using AI that's kind of different than everything else that everybody else is doing? What's something that's really unique that you've seen?
Good point. And let me pick it up a use case, right? A unique use case, right? Um, I strongly believe that we are gonna get into a world in future that I am gonna have an agent. My agent is gonna talk to your agent. It's gonna talk to the agent from the streamer provider. We're gonna talk to the agent from the bank. We're gonna talk to maybe a super agent that also orchestrates several other agents. And so I see some banks that are working on that front to create a super what they call super agents in order to encompass multiple services from the bank and from the ecosystem of banks and bring that together to the end customer. Okay, so I think that is something really unique, a killer app, and I see some I can see some cases, banks that are, really searching for that and working on that right now. That's in the past they used to call the super apps, right? That encompass multiple things like a kind of an open banking concept, and then making the same analogy to a super agent that can encompass multiple services. Because at the very end, what the clients want, they want to buy a car, right? They want to buy a travel experience, right? They want to get married, right? And the finance, the loan, right? Those products, they are elements for a real life experience, right? And then I think that also that convergence with a super agent that encompass multiple services and multiple agents in order to make the life of our customers better. So that's what I see some banks, global banks, really putting some thoughts on that and working on that.
So we've been saying for 5-10 years now that the West has never adopted a super app like the East has, right? But now we don't need to adopt a super app. We're going to have a super agent. Do you think that as these agents evolve more and more and more, do you think that the interface will kind of disappear and it will be a lot of vocal and auditory stuff rather than screens and buttons and machines? Do you think it will be more you know in the air, right around us? Ambient, I guess, is the right word.
I think that the biometrics and the human interaction and other senses of the human beings are going to be leveraged, right? So I truly believe that voice is gonna be part of the experience. Listening is gonna be part of the experience. Visualization, so the way that you look at two things, the agent or the app is also going to recognize, or by the way, it's already happening, right? So it's also recognize and bring that ad or that product, right, that you look at, but you do not touch it. You do not point the mouse, but you look at that. So I think that the whole sense from human beings, they're going to be leveraged, they're going to be combined. Do you think? Am I thinking that we are gonna not having the touch? No, I think that is also an element of our experience, right? Natural experience. So I think that's a combination of all those elements, biometric elements. They're gonna come to play, right, for the use case.
So very similar to what we're dealing with now. Different interfaces for different experiences, right? You get on the laptop to do the more in-depth stuff. You get on the pad to consume, right? You get on the phone to be more communicative, that sort of thing. Okay. What's the future? I mean, like, where is GFT going from here? Where is Marco leading it? What's next?
We are. I just assume it, right, as the co-CEO, and what's my focus right now with the board, right, of GFT. So my focus is utilize this first period of my journey, right, as the co-CEO, to make a strong assessment, right, about where we are, our capabilities, our core competence, the opportunities that we have. I obviously I know I have a vision, right? So I know where we wanna go. But my job now is to really make an assessment and an understanding of everything that we have and the possibilities and opportunities in the market in order to create I hope an exponential journey, right, for GFT next, right? So we need to be ahead of the curves. So this is something that is super important in our agenda, to understand the next generation technology, understand the timing for that, because there are things that will come next year, there are things that will come in 3 years, there are things that will come in 5 years from now, and we need to invest accordingly. But that's my commitment, right? I am not going to disclose any plans about GFT. That's what I'm going to do when I assume on the 1st of January as the CEO. And now I'm making this assessment in order to plan it absolutely correctly, right? For the market, for our clients, for our employees, and for the shareholders.
Great. And so, if people want to reach you, how do they find GFT? How are they going to find Marco? How are they going to find GFT?
GFT is www.gft.com, right? So this is our internet site. You also find us on the LinkedIn. Our webpage is GFT Technologies. Marco Santos, my email is marco.santos@gft.com. And I'm also very active on the social media and can also be found on the LinkedIn, Marco Santos GFT. And then you can also get connected with me. And I'm going to be more than happy to be of service.
So I'm not going to call it parting takeaway, or but what do you see for financial institutions 5 years from now? What's the experience going to be like for a consumer going into a financial institution 5 years from now?
Mm-hmm.
First, maybe I should restate that. Maybe not what's it going to be like for a customer going into a financial institution, but what's it going to be like for a customer interacting with a financial institution? Let me say that.
Yeah, first, say instant payments, right? So I think that is something that must have it. So customers in the market, they expect instant payments and the transfer of money in a real time. This is something that is there. So we have, for example, FedNow, right? That is trying to move with that agenda in USA. And we have some other countries that have already implemented that, but it's something that is gonna be there. So this is, for me, this is obvious, right? We have already technology to do that, and we are gonna have it, right? So number one, and this brings lots of enhancements on the customer experience, right? In all aspects, customer experience, corporate experience, and etc. So this is number one. Number two, the concept of open services, open banking, right? So we're gonna move forward more and more in order to combine services that are the final services, the final requirements of the customers, and bring together with the financial products, insurances, etc. In order to focus on the life moments of the customers. This is everything leveraged with AI and generative AI. So AI, generative AI is going to be enablers for that, for that thing. And also, I also believe that we're gonna also have some digital money, right? So money per se is gonna be digitalized, and you're gonna have digital currencies, right? And then comes together with tokenizations and with digital assets. So all this, digitalization of the whole experience of our customers and the corporations.
Great, great. Quite the vision there. I totally agree with you on every bit of it. I really think it's something.
Yeah, no, and if you look at it must be right. It must be right. I think that for me it's quite clear. It's quite clear, right? It's quite clear the trend, right? The trend.
Well, Jamie Dimon said it, so I believe it, right? So
Yeah.
one last question I want to ask you, because I'm sure you're in the markets you're dealing with. If you're talking about these super agents, right, and the AI and that sort of thing moving forward, and it's probably not a reality today, but could a AI agent take someone who is essentially first illiterate to begin with, and then, of course, on top of that, financially illiterate, right? They just don't understand money, right? It's not anything they were ever educated on. Could an AI take someone who is financially illiterate and essentially make them 100%, make them whole, like, help them become, solvent, so to speak? Do you think?
Mm-hmm. You mean like to manage better, right? Their finance and have a yeah. I definitely believe so. I definitely believe so, and I think that's the one of the the main purpose, right, for those future agents are gonna are gonna make the life of their clients, their customers, right, more smarter, right, financially smarter, right. Is the customer does the customer need to know the investment A B C D, right, or bonds or da da da? I think that all those are going to be technicalities, right, that the agent will organize and are going to bring in a absolutely one-to-one experience and a customer specific experience, right, for the end user, and make their lives smarter, right, in order to have a better finance management, right, that you can help the individual to the customer, right, not to be not to be on the with a big debt, right, to organize their finance. So I think I strongly believe that that's going to be it's going to be a more efficient world. It's going to be a more efficient world.
Perfect. So there you have it, guys. So Marco is going to be speaking at FIn+AI 2024. It's October 2 through 4. It's in Dania Beach, Florida, at Le Meridian. Marco, any last words before we clock out here and go home for the afternoon, or anything to say to anybody who is just getting into AI, is just finding it, right? Just discovering it. What would you tell them?
I will tell them that AI is something that is gonna come and is gonna really be part of our lives. Is gonna be part of all the applications, all the experience, and AI is gonna really be something that is part of our lives and the company's lives, financial service institutions, customers. So it's something that is coming and is going to grow, and is going to grow exponentially, and it's going to impact our lives in a positive way. I think it's going to create more wealth. We're going to create more wealth for all of us. So I strongly incentivize everyone to to come to see us, right, on the events, in order to to debate and to exchange ideas and debate more about that, and we all can enrich ourselves. So I look forward to be there. Look forward to meet you guys. and all of you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Marco. I really appreciate your time this afternoon. I look forward to meeting you in person finally at the event. And thanks everybody for tuning in. Again, it's how do they find you? GFT.com?
GFT.com, exactly.
Okay. Thanks, Marco. Have a great afternoon. All the best. Look forward to meeting you at the event. Have a great day.
Have a great day. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.